Shop. I am John, here today with Jeremy. Guess what? You didn't have to play guitar today.
I chose to play the mandolin today because we're going to be talking about guitars, and I don't need to hold one for you to talk about that one.
We're actually going to be talking about this guitar. It is a brand new Atkin D-37. We're going to talk all about it right after this. Well, we're back, Jeremy, and today we are actually doing something very special. This is our London edition of the Acoustic Shop reviews.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. Pip pip and fish and chips for everyone. Mash and bangers. I don't know
I think it's bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash. I don't know.
Anyway, we're talking about guitars, and that's a universal language.
It is. This guitar does come from England. Before we get into all the details about that, though, I do want to encourage you to please like and subscribe to the channel. That way you can find out when our next review will be up. It may be a mandolin, it may be a guitar, it may be a banjo. Who knows what it's going to be?
Could be anything.
Bagpipes, maybe. Anyway, do that. Also, hit the little bell so that you'll be notified whenever that next video comes out. And again, always, we appreciate it when you guys give us the
interact with us
and the
and comment.
No thumbs downs and comments and all that kind of stuff. It gives us something to kind of talk about. And again, I appreciate all the rude comments that you guys keep sending Jeremy's way. Thank you very much. Makes me happy.
Yeah, I appreciate it too.
I bet you do.
My kids read this channel, guys. They can't read. All right.
Anyway, we're talking about Atkin today. Alistair Atkin came into our view, I guess, about 3 years ago.
I think it was the last NAMM show we had before the old COVID.
I actually got to see one of his guitars before that. We had one of my students' parents does a lot of travel. He was in England and actually picked up one of their guitars. First one I ever got to see. And then I got to meet Alistair at a NAMM show, like you said, right before the COVID shut down. And an amazing builder. He's building some great stuff, and they keep getting better. Yeah. Every single one of them that we have got in here has been better than the last, in my opinion.
Yeah, we've had 5 or 6 of them in the shop already, and he's now building more and quicker, so we'll be getting more in the shop. This one just came in, though. Tell me about this model.
This one is a D-37. This is your kind of pre-war dreadnought. I think, I'm assuming the D-37 stands for based off of a 1937 D-28. Has the herringbone trim, rosewood sides and back. Very, very reminiscent of a pre-war style D-28. That said, a few little differences. This does have a thermo-cured Sitka spruce top, as well as an 11/16 inch and 11/16 nut width, making it a little bit different than the pre-war style. I know there's a lot of debate going back and forth. The trend is going towards 1 3/4 right now. It used to be 11/16, so I think we're going to be seeing some back and forth on this. But that said, I find this to be a very, very comfortable feeling neck. Is a little bit more of a deeper C shape. Has the more pre-war style Clouson looking buttons. With some of the age wear, one of those things that he does a lot is this aged finish. And what that is a very, very thin nitrocellulose lacquer that has kind of been finish checked already. So it does have the gloss to it right now, but if you look in deeper, it's got a lot of these little finish checks or finish cracks all the way through it.
Yeah, it looks a little played.
Yeah, and to match that, he also kind of ages the tuners. They got some dirt and some wear on the tuners and even a little bit of rust to kind of bring it to look a little bit more natural.
He actually hires my kids to come in
Is that what he does?
Touch all the tuners and get them all grimy and rusty.
Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, it makes for a very unique set, and I know, again, we're going to talk about this, arguments as to whether or not you want your guitar aged before you get it. In this case, there's actually a little bit of an advantage. It does loosen up that finish a little bit more so that it gives the instrument a better chance to breathe, yet still, in my opinion, keeping that more focused gloss tone that I tend to prefer over the satin finishes. So that's kind of a cool thing. This thing is a monster. That's got got light gauge strings on it, so it's a little lighter than what I'm used to, but extremely lively in your hands. Very punchy, very, yeah, it's a great
It's that rosewood
guitar.
tone.
It does. It has that pre-war rosewood kind of tone. Now, again, on the finish, it's a little bit much for me. If you're gonna ask me, how far should it
If you're
go?
special ordering your own guitar,
I'd probably ask him to tone down a little bit of the finish checking, but again, this is to each his own. I've got people that want a whole lot more wear and tear.
good news
on their
is
guitar.
if your finish actually does check accidentally, you're not going to notice it and be
No,
sad.
you're not, or bump it, or any of that kind of stuff. I actually had this posed to me today. Would you turn down a guitar if you thought it sounded extremely good because of something like that? And the answer is no, I wouldn't. This looks really, really good. If I was being nitpicky, it's a touch too much. But again, there's no reason I would not want to have this guitar because it does sound that great.
Yeah. Do you know anything about bracing on these? Is it standard bracing
I'm going to
patterns?
assume this is. No, this is not forward shifted. So it is not a pre-war style bracing. So kudos to him, just very well voiced and very vintage sounding to go in that. So it is scalloped, obviously, and voiced, just with his own kind of thing. Again, ebony fretboard, ebony bridge. I'm going to point them in backwards order.
yeah.
This is an ebony fretboard and an ebony bridge
Is that fretboard radius over there?
with a bone nut and saddle. It is a very comfortable to play guitar and very lightweight, easy. Like I said, this does have a lot of that vintage tone. Compare it a lot to that white rice that we have had in here, except without the various different appointments. It's very close to that. It doesn't have the enlarged sound hole or the extended fretboard, but it does have the same overall characteristics. So, again, if you're looking for a really good guitar without a crazy price tag, Atkin is just building a killer guitar, and
We haven't had one stay in the shop more than a few weeks, so
Not at all.
They sell really quick, and then we're trying to get another one on the water and over
chances
there as fast
are
as
by the
possible.
time you see this video, this guitar is probably already sold. Sorry.
But we will have other ones in. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're going to now try to make sure we have 2 or 3 in stock at all times.
Trying to keep that better flow of them coming. So, absolutely. I think it's an incredible guitar. I think we've had this pointed out by a lot of people, charging way less than what he probably ought to be for what you're getting out of a
And possibly
a
what he
hand-built
will be
guitar.
charging
Yeah.
in the next few years,
I'm
because
betting
demand is
with-
definitely going up.
Yeah, there's only a few dealers here in the U.S., and he's barely keeping up to date or up to all the orders that are coming in. So, there you go. So, great sounding guitar. We're going to let you hear it right now.
And we really appreciate you guys watching that video. It was my favorite one we've made so
the
far.
best
We've
video
done hundreds of videos, and that was the best one.
It was.
And the next one's going to be even better. If you'd like to see that, be sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, the more you comment and interact below, the more the YouTube algorithms pick it up and start pushing it out to other people, like-minded people.
Algorithms?
Algorithms, they're everywhere. They permeate the internet, and YouTube's got one, and it watches our videos, and it sees how much you comment, and then it pushes us to other people like you. And we want everyone to experience the Acoustic Shop world, where we talk about instruments, we do reviews, we got some fun videos coming up. We thank you guys so much for being a part of it, and we'll see you in the next video.